I'm back. I just did a little video on the government. I want to talk a little personal this morning about something that I've been through in my own life. I've been a Christian for several years. Not quite a half a century, but closer to it than not. Oh my God. Anyway, and I really thought if you would have asked me about 4 or 5 years ago if I trusted God and I depended on God, I would have said yes. But I honestly, and I did, for what I knew and what I had encountered in my life. So to that particular date, I to the best of my knowledge, I really did. And then my marriage ended. My finances ended because I had homeschooled my son for the last 12, 15 years. I had no work skills or work record. I had lots of skills, but no work record. I went to beauty school and had 2,000 hours, which gave me the ability to be a teacher. And I lost that when my body started falling apart, and I wasn't able anymore to cut hair or stand the hours because my knee would fall out of joint or my hands would go numb, and I'd drop the scissors and just all kinds of things, and I began to feel like I was destined for a wheelchair. My back and my knees and my hands were in such bad condition. If I could walk from my chair, my recliner, to the other chair, which was possibly maybe 4 feet away, it would take me 10 or 15 minutes to get my legs and back to stand up and get myself adjusted so I could actually take a step. I was sitting in a recliner and my legs were going so numb just from sitting. I really was concerned that I was going to have surgery, and I went to the doctor and he told me, oh yes, we'll have to do first your hands, and when they heal we'll do your knees, and when those, because you need to be able to support crutches, so it'll take a couple years to get you back together so you can support crutches, and then after we do your knees we'll do your back, and it's like 6 years of rehabilitation and blah 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 blah. In the meantime, I did what every minister should do. I immediately went home and cried. Gee, trust in the Lord, huh? This bad report, I'm like, oh my God, my life is over. I had a 2-year-old at the time, and I'm going, I'm just knew I was destined for a wheelchair. I was extremely unhappy, very overweight. Anyway, I started spinning and weaving because I wanted to learn how to do that. I thought maybe I could do that while I was in rehabilitation for those 6 years. And somebody had given me 7 Jacob fleeces of sheep wool, and I wanted to learn how to spin, and my ex-husband and his kindness, agreed to it, and I went and learned how to spin. In that treadling a spinning wheel, my knee got stronger, and in sitting straight, my back got stronger, and in carding the wool, my hands got stronger. Nevertheless, I did not ever have any surgery. I guess about 2 or 3 years later, I was in a service, and there was a woman that had just come back from Africa, and I was sitting down when she came out. I didn't know her from anything. And I never, I didn't stand up during the service. There wasn't any call for it, so she never saw me grunt when I got up or grimace when I was sitting there. And she called me out from the audience and said, God is going to heal my back. The next day I went home, and That evening, I went home, and the whole entire next day, I laid on the couch in the fetal position in excruciating pain, more than ever I had been. And I laid there just claiming that, the healing's mine. I knew it was real because I didn't know this woman. I knew it was real because nobody in the audience knew me. I knew it was real because there was just no way that she could even possibly know that I had any problems. And I laid there in that fetal position for almost 24 hours. I crawled to bed. I couldn't walk, couldn't get up. My back was in such, I honestly thought I was going, but I was, the thought came across, go to the hospital, and I'm going, no, I'm not doing it. God healed me. I know He healed me. This is mine. It's mine. I own it. It's mine, and you can't take it away from me. The next morning I got up, and my back was completely well. Now I just tell people that God was doing surgery all that next day. That all that pain was surgery. Was holy, that He was just doing major surgery. I had an imploding disc. I'd had it, looked at. They already told me what they were going to do. I woke up the next morning and felt 16. A few years later, I got tired of the numbness in my legs, and I started going to work out in the gym. And I'm not talking about these cute ones where you dress in little cute clothes. I'm talking about a real grunt man's gym. And that gym, the owner was a 4-time world champion. He's first place champion, world title, and weightlifter. And I told him what my body was doing, where it was weak, and he put me on a regimen. And when I started, I couldn't lift 10 pounds. I thought it was going to kill me. 10 pounds. I mean, like, that's a bag of sugar or flour. That was nothing, and I couldn't do it. I was cramping up. So I went home, began to drink a lot of water, and get my body hydrated, because that was the first thing that I realized is I was dehydrated. And just because we're talking about this morning, if you're having problems with your muscle hurting, your skin hurting, and your skin looking, wrinkly and dried, it's because you're not drinking water. And nobody wants to hear that, because nobody likes water. It's only because you've not been drinking it, and you're so used to flavored everything. But if you ever get yourself to where you're drinking water, I promise you, your skin will turn around. Your muscles need water, your skin needs water, your bones need water, the cartilage in your joints that you're whining about feeling like you're walking on gravel is because they're dehydrated, and it is gravel. Start hydrating. That cartilage will re-lubricate, and you will be 100% better than you're doing right now if you're having these issues at all. Started lifting weights. I couldn't lift 10 pounds. In 3 months, I took the women's division in bench pressing. 3 months' time. 3 months. I turned around, not being able to walk across the floor, to a pair of 2 cute jeans, and taking the women's division in bench press. I lifted, I benched 150 pounds. I could bench 160 at that time, and I was forward benching this way, not laying down, but standing up, 250 pounds. And I started with 10. In 3 months, my body turned around completely. And thank God I'm back in the gym right now, and I'm back on the regimen. I let it go for a while because I was afraid, and I realized that's $1. That's less than $1 a day. When 3 months of the gym that I go to is $50, and that isn't even a soda a day. That's not even. I mean, a candy bar costs more. What's more important to me? That's the most important thing, is getting my body back, in shape. God gave us dominion over this, and what we do with it, we cannot blame Him for. He did not tell us to open our mouth and stick that candy bar in it, or that French fry, or that hamburger, or eat out all the time. He just didn't do it. These are choices that we make, and they come against our body, and then we go, well, I don't understand why God won't heal me. He already did heal you. You're working against that healing. Now, I'm not trying to fuss at anybody. What I'm trying to tell you is that I was in that trap myself. So when I tell you this works, it's because I've been through it. When I left my husband, I also, left that monthly paycheck, that security of knowing the bills were going to be paid. And I moved into a house that was supposed to be mine. And 4 months after, and I was supposed to be renting to own. 4 months later, I found out the bank quit taking the money on it. The landlord had lied to me, and blah, 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 blah. I've still lived in this house. This is going on the 5th year that I've been here with the bank not taking the money, but they haven't foreclosed because the Lord told me He had it covered and hidden. But it took 3 years of crying every day and wringing my hands and what am I going to do? And I sold all my jewelry and I sold all my this and I tried to get a job and I worked for a cab company that liked to kill me physically, because sitting doing nothing will harm you more than ever than getting up and getting and doing something. I would rather, and I have built houses, I would rather go out and build houses, swing a hammer, and get up, climb up ladders than ever I would to sit in a cab again, because it will cause your body to atrophy for sitting still all day. Why did I say all this? Excuse me, pardon me. I'm not editing none of this. You guys, this is me. This is my morning coffee with you, and the sneezes and the coughs, that's life. So love me through it, okay? Because I'm just cute. Well, what am I saying to all of this? When I moved into this house, I honestly realized that I really didn't trust the Lord like I thought I did. I mean, let's get real here. I really didn't. I thought I did. I believed I did. But I really wasn't. I wrung my hands about it. What am I going to do about food? What am I going to do about clothes? What am I going to do about toilet? I got to the place to where if I had $1, I had to make a choice between using that $1 for toilet paper or using that $1 for laundry for dish detergent. Had to get the dish detergent because I can use a washcloth. I want these videos to be real. I'm not going to play on these videos because it's not going to help you. It isn't going to help you. I'm not standing in no pulpit, and I don't have to please nobody. This is God. This is reality. When you get to the place to where you don't know from whence your help cometh, it better be coming from the Lord. When your paycheck fails, when your job fails, when your body fails, you better know who it is that you need to run to. Jesus did it all. He gave it all. He said it's finished. There is nothing left for Him to do. Stop asking Him to heal you. He already did. Start believing that He healed you. Stop asking Him to send you finances. He already said, my Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. There isn't any provision that I won't have for you. I want you to be prosperous, be abundant. How much more can He tell us? But we don't believe it. The only thing that we're ever supposed to do is believe and receive, and we don't do it. We got to fix, we got to mend, we got to stand, we got to sit, we got to pray, we got to fast, we got to do all these things that the world tells us we have to do. None of it the Bible tells us to do. Believe and receive. If you believe, if any two agree on any one thing, it shall be done. If you believe, you can ask anything. Anything. What part of that don't we get? I mean, really, what part of that don't we get? Ask anything, and it shall be done, if you believe. When He went through and He healed the people, it was not, He didn't marvel that He was healing people. He marveled at the faith that they had, the ones that were healed, and it was a handful. Wasn't many. It wasn't many. And it still isn't many. We're the ones the world should be coming to, asking us what they should do, not the other way around. Stop trusting in your government. Stop trusting in diet pills. Stop trusting in these doctors and all these medications they want to dummy you down and get you sedated with, and start trusting in the one that created you. He knows what you need, and he will tell you what to do if you will just listen, believe, and receive. It's that simple, babies. It's that simple. I love you. God bless you. This is Reverend Mickey Cox. I'll talk to you next time.